Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Vishwad Paramahamsa Parivrajakachoya Ashtotra Shatashi Shamati Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Grantaraj srimadbhagavatam Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. So before we start Bhagavatam, the Bhagavatam, it's the disappearance of Ramanujacharya today. So I thought we could read about him. Om Ganatavarandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshulam Vitamina Tasma Shigaram Kam Karidvachalam Pangam Langate Garimbi Kripatamam Vande Shigarindu Charanam Vanchakavdri Bashcha Kripasan Vevacha Patitanam Pavani Vaishnavi Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Something like that, right? Oh yeah, one special announcement first before we... So special announcement is, it is Bhakti Zak's birthday tomorrow, which is Ekadashi, and he's turning 21, or at least his, in this material form, is turning 21. And there'll be a kirtan tomorrow at somebody's house, Darnidars. Is it? For Varaha Dev, yeah. It's a half-day fast for Varaha Dev. I remember one brahmachari was here. One temple devotee was here, and it was my birthday. This was years ago, and I forgot how old I was, or how old I was turning. But I guess, and what people do sometimes when you're turning a particular age, they get their fist, and then they punch you, in your arm. As many times, if you're 20, the 20 times. And he was doing it pretty hard, too. He's like, wasn't one of the senior devotees. It was younger devotee. A little passionate. Okay, so this is about Ramanujacharya. So we're not going to do that with you, Zach, don't worry. Yeah, maybe Jamal. Alright, Sri Ramanujacharya appeared in 1017 AD near Madras, South India, in a family of Vedic scholars. Sri Vaishnavas say he was an incarnation of Lakshman. The word Ramanuja means a follower of Ram. He received this name because Lakshman always follows and serves his brother, Lord Ramchandra. A boy of amazing wit, Ramanuja quickly learned Sanskrit, logic, and the Vedas. He took Diksha and married at age 16. Ramanuja studied with a Mayavadi guru, Yadava Prakash, to master Mayavadi philosophy and defeat it. You can't imitate that, right? When the brilliant Ramanuja kept refuting his Mayavadi arguments, Yadava Prakash tried to murder him. I guess he made him pretty mad, huh? Unsuccessful, Yadava Prakash expelled Ramanuja from the ashram. So he said, alright, well, I can't murder you, so you have to leave now, right? Yes. Before leaving, Ramanuja completely defeated his guru's theory of oneness and no distinction. Ramanuja explained, this is what he explained, while a certain unity can be seen in the interrelatedness of all things, still everything within the universe has its own distinct reality. Pearls strung on a thread share unity. Collectively they form an organic whole, a necklace. Still, each individual pearl has its own unique qualities. While spirit, matter, and God may be seen as in one organic whole, each has its unique qualities. Therefore, Shankar's principle of absolute oneness can't stand. Rather, the principle of unity characterized by different qualities must be accepted. Sometime later, Yadava Prakash met Kuresh, Ramanuja's student, with a photographic memory. Quoting Shrutis, the best of Vedic proof, Kuresh convinced him that Brahman has transcendental form and qualities coming from the ultimate reality, the supreme absolute truth known as Lord Narayan. Ramanuja initiated anyone, regardless of caste. Using the Pancha Samskar purification method, he turned Shudras into Brahmins. He established that the position of a Vaishnava surpasses all social limitations and considerations. Identifying himself as a servant, Ramanuja taught the worship of the Vaishnavas. Several times, envious Brahmins tried to poison Ramanuja. To teach detachment to one disciple, Ramanuja staged the following demonstration. So this is a famous story or pastime, historical account that a lot of devotees are familiar with and tell regularly. To teach okay. He told the disciple to create confusion among the sannyasis by switching their clothes at the bathing ghat. When the sannyasis, who were big scholars and renunciates, started wearing each other's clothes, a big argument began. The disciple could plainly see that the renunciates were attached to some cloth. Then Ramanuja sent the disciple to the home of his Grihastha disciple, Dhanur Das. Ramanuja engaged Dhanur Das in the temple to ensure he wouldn't be home. Following Ramanuja's order, the disciple began stealing jewelry from Dhanur Das's chaste wife who was sleeping. After the disciple took the ornaments from one side of her body, she suddenly turned over. The startled disciple fled through the window, but he waited outside to witness the reaction of Dhanur Das. Upon returning home, Dhanur Das talked with his wife. "I'm worried that the temple needs money," said his wife. The brahmachari is like, stealing the jewelry off her body. Yeah, it's bona fide. "What makes you think that?" asked Dhanur Das. "Because while I slept, one of the temple devotees came through the window and began stealing the jewelry from my body. To go that far, I think those poor saints must desperately need money." "What did you do while he was stealing your jewelry?" "I turned over, but he fled through the window." "Why did you do that?" said Dhanur Das. "I didn't mean to scare him. I only turned over so that he could take the jewelry from the other side of my body as well." Dhanur Das rebuked his wife. "If you were not so affected by false ego, you would have given him all your jewels. Now what shall we do? We have failed miserably." His wife lamented, "You're right. It is only my pride that kept me from surrendering everything. How will we ever make any advancement?" Watching all of this, Ramanuja's disciple was astonished at the humility and surrender of these Grihastha devotees. Ramanuja explained the meaning of these two events: the sannyasi's clothes and the wife's jewels. The sannyasis were so attached to some ragged bits of cloth that they fought over it, but the Grihasthas were detached even from costly jewels if they were needed for the Lord's service. Because previously, even now, sometimes, maybe not super common, but especially back then, when we're talking about jewels and different things, women would wear gold. It'd actually be gold. It'd be gold bracelets. They have a few gold bracelets. Rings, gold rings, and necklaces, earrings, so on, jewels. So it was even, like I said, even now, one devotee here in the congregation, she was Paneshwari, she was telling me that according to some custom or system in India that, the women, they're supposed to wear a certain amount of gold, which bracelets, necklaces, earrings, rings, some different toe ring, whatever, stuff like that. So it was quite expensive. So it wasn't just plastic jewelry or something. It was actual jewelry. You got to talk with her about that, because I didn't get into the details of it. Yeah. Yeah, I did hear that too, that within, I don't know if it's Indian system or whatever, but custom is that you'd have expensive things such as furniture and this and that. And if you're ever in a tough spot, right, financially, you just, all right, well, I'll just sell my whatever, this ring or whatever. It's like a backup. But maybe there's other reasons. You could talk with her if you're interested. All right, so Ramanuja founded the Sri Sampradaya, one of the four major Vaishnava Sampradayas, Brahma, Sri, Kumara, and Rudra. This Sampradaya propounds the Vedanta philosophy of Vishtadvaitavad, qualified monism. Gaudiya and Sri Vaishnava share many teachings and practices. The Gaudiyas took Ramanuja's explanation of God and the Jiva verbatim. Quote, "The principle of God is like a blazing fire, where the living soul of the Jiva is like a spark, a small part of God. Both accept three classes of jivas: eternally liberated, forever bound, freed by devotion and sadhana. Ramanuja taught serving God in Vaikuntha with awe and reverence in dasya ras, mood of master and servant. Gaudiya Vaishnavas teach confidential service in Madhurya ras to Radha Madhava within the groves of Vrindavan. Ramanujacharya wrote many famous commentaries on the Upanishads, Puranas, Bhagavad Gita. Sri Bhashya, his commentary on Vedanta, presents a formidable challenge to Shankaracharya's impersonal commentary. To this day, the Sri Vaishnava disciplic succession from Ramanuja continues to uphold the traditions of deity worship and philosophy systematized by the founder. His samadhi is in Sri Rangam. So, I went there to Sri Rangam with Santosh. We went there together. It was kind of interesting. We were at Tirtha Maharaj's sannyas, and Maharaj took sannyas, and then he just hopped on a plane, went to Middle East, like a day after. He didn't stay there in Salem, South India. So then Santosh and myself were there for a few extra days, and we're like, okay, I didn't want to just I just kind of want to be around the temple like a burden or something. I wanted to be engaged, and there's only so much, whatever. So I said, okay, well, let's go to Sri Rangam. It's about a 2-hour bus ride further south. So we went there. We stayed with some brahmachari there. He had a little place, and he would take devotees on tours. South Indian devotee. He knew some English. He cooked us for the South Indian prasadam. And so we went to the temple. Sri Rangam is just huge. As far as I remember, it's one of the biggest operating temples in the world. Actually, I think it is the biggest operating temple in the world. Means there's still activity going there. Not that it's just a big... So there's a huge complex, and there's actually multiple temples in this complex. It means you go to one section and you take a darshan of whatever, Narayan and Lakshmi, and you go to another section, there's Nrsimha, there's all these different... You take a walk, you're walking around. So we went there, and then famously the deity that's there is, Mahavishnu? He's laying down? Yeah. He's laying there, and then Lakshmi is massaging his feet. So the deity's huge, like really big. Maybe, I don't know, from this peacock right here to that peacock. Maybe it's about that big, but it's quite big deity. Yeah. So we went there at the right time, because if you go there the wrong time, there's a huge line. We went there at the right time. This devotee brought us there. And the temple has an interesting system. They feed everybody for free. And they have like there's a big prasadam hall. It's kind of interesting. Everybody's waiting in line, and then like the gates open, everybody comes in, they sit down, and then there's a man or a few men, and they go around, they distribute all this rice and different things, and everybody takes prasad, and then they get up and go, and then the next group comes in, like all day long. It's kind of interesting. So we went there, and he brought us there. And Ramanuja, it says Ramanuja, his samadhi is in Sri Rangam. So that we're there, Sri Rangam. So interesting enough is that's what they say. And we went there, and they say that's Ramanuja's body there. Like it's a murti, like this. It's covered in some type of whatever, I don't know what it is. The body's covered, and he's like sitting there. And they say that's actually his actual body. Kind of like a tar, yeah. So we went and we had darshan there. So it's actually quite interesting. Because usually they don't do that. I don't know of any other acharya who's standing or sitting there like that. It's quite intense. So, like a transcendental mummification or something. Transcendental. So yeah, quite. And to this day, this was. He appeared quite a long time ago, right? How many years ago was that? 1017? That was... Yeah. So he's still being worshipped to this day, and all the Shris, means all the Sampradaya followers of him, in that Shri Sampradaya, they're still looking up to him as the Charya. So they bring this up, devotees bring this up, ISKCON devotees, in light of Srila Prabhupada, with the hopes and right, that over many, many years, generations, that Prabhupada will still be worshipped and followed as the founder of Charya. Yeah, it's actually quite amazing. Yeah, they call him Acharya. I mean, they say it says founder here, but deity worship philosophy systemized by the founder, his samadhis in Sri Rangam. And I was in the airport in Kolkata, or somewhere, I don't know, Delhi or Calcutta, whatever. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. But I was in one airport in India, and they had on the screen there, because it was his 1000th appearance day or whatever. So they had on the screen there in the airport, which was, I thought was pretty nice of the airport. And India still has some culture and religious tendencies. So they had a whole little short kind of, it's not really a movie, it was just like a 5-minute thing. It showed all the followers of Ramanujacharya with their Shri, tilak, performing pujas, and then taking their deities on palanquin, and then it showed a huge murti of Ramanujacharya, and so on. And it said some quotes there, glorifying him. So I thought that was really nice, and I was thinking about that in relation to Prabhupada. So that's Ramanujacharya. All right, and then, since the other day I missed, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's disappearance. So I'll read a little bit about him. Appearing in 1638, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Hari Vallabha Das. So this personality, Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, is extremely important to us. And one of the reasons is he wrote so many wonderful illuminations on the srimadbhagavatam, also Bhagavad Gita and other books, I'm sure. But especially on the Bhagavatam, the 10th canto, if you read some of his commentaries on it, absolutely amazing. We should. Or else we're wasting our human form of life. Yes, there's an e-book Javita Prabhu could give you. His Holiness Deva Amrita Swami, amazing idea and production. Him and his followers or helpers, they came. What they did is they've got Prabhupada's. You got the Bhagavatam, and then there's Prabhupada's commentary, and then there's Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, and there's Jivan Sanatan. So, and you could read it in the e-book. Just another. So he came in the disciplic succession from Sri Narottam Das Thakur. Vishwanath took Diksha from Sri Radha Raman Chakravarti. Although married, Vishwanath was indifferent and soon renounced family life. He came to Vrindavan Dham and did Krishna Bhajan at Radhakund. He was known as the crest jewel of the Vaishnavas because of his pure devotion, scholarship, and realized perception of Radha Gokulananda's intimate conjugal pastimes. Gaudiya authorities say that Sri Rupa Goswami is Vagdevavatara, an incarnation of the god of speech. And Gaudiya Acharyas, especially among his direct disciples, believe that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is incarnation of Srila Rupa Goswami. Among all Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharyas, only Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comes close to matching Sri Rupa Goswami's profound realizations on the absolute truth. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's name itself implies his position. Vishwanath means he who reveals the jewel of devotion to Vishwanath, Sri Krishna, the Lord of the universe. Chakravarti means he who expands the chakra circle of bhakti. Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur was the protector, guardian, and acharya during the middle period, 1600s, 1700s, of the historical development of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. The growth of Gaudiya Vaishnavism began with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was later rejuvenated by Srila Thakur Bhaktivinoda, spread by Sri Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, and broadcast all over the world by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the founder of ISKCON. During his stay in Vrindavan, Vishwanath worshipped deities of Radha Gokulananda and Sri Giriraj. His Govardhan Shila was first worshipped by Lord Chaitanya, a very special Shila, worshipped by Lord Chaitanya. And then Raghunath Das Goswami, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Sri Mukunda Das, Srimati Krishna Priya Thakurani, and then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So you can imagine having that Shila, right, that Lord Chaitanya had. I mean, that's quite a Shila. I mean, we can't even imagine how powerful and merciful and special that Shila is, that Govardhan Shila. And then Raghunath Das Goswami and so many other great devotees worshipped Shila. Today, this Giriraj Govardhan resides in the Radha Gokulananda temple in Vrindavan. Some claim the Govardhan Shila is in Bhagavat Nivas in Raman Reti near the ISKCON Krishna Balarama Mandir. In a dream, Lord Sri Krishna ordered Vishwanath to make commentaries on the Goswami's books. Immediately he started writing prolifically. Clouds would shield him from the sun whenever he sat to write. Once a torrential downpour flooded the area where Vishwanath was writing his Bhagavat commentaries. Miraculously, not a drop touched Vishwanath or his Bhagavat manuscript. While compiling Mantrartha Deepika explanation on Kam Gayatri, Vishwanath became perplexed. According to his exhaustive research, which indicated 25, he couldn't substantiate why Krishnadas Kaviraj wrote in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Kam Gayatri contains 24 and 1/2 syllables, and that these syllables correspond to the 24 and 1/2 moons present on Krishna's transcendental body. In a dream, Srimati Radhika, alright, so he's having all these amazing dreams. Krishna's coming, Radharani's coming. In a dream, Srimati Radhika instructed Vishwanath, "O Vishwanath, please don't lament anymore. What Krishnadas Kaviraj wrote is true. He is also my confidential maidservant, and he knows everything about my secret innermost moods. This Kam Gayatri is the mantra for worshipping me. Indeed, I can be known by the syllables of this mantra. Without my mercy, no one can learn anything about the mystery of this mantra." The solution to the half syllables found in the book Varna Gamaba Bhashvadi. Seeing this book, Krishnadas Kaviraj wrote as he did. The letter Ya, which is followed by the letter V, as in the words Kamadeva Vidmahe, is considered to be a half syllable. This falls on Krishna's forehead because his forehead is shaped like the halo of a half moon. All the other letters of the mantra are full syllables and therefore full moons. Now wake up, check that book, and compile this evidence for everyone's benefit. That's what Radharani was saying to him. Instantly awakened, Vishwanath cried out in ecstasy. What did he say? He said, "Hey Radhe." You could say it right now, right? "Hey Radhe, hey Radhe, hey Radhe." Having Radharani's darshan infused Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's writing with divine Shakti. Yeah, I can imagine, though. He felt that he had been accepted as one of Srimati Radharani's confidential maidservants. His writings reflected this realization. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur wrote over 40 Sanskrit books on the science of pure devotion to Radha Giridhari. He also made the sweetest, most highly realized Rastika Tikis, commentaries on srimadbhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, the works of Srila Rupa Goswami, Kavi Karnapur, Narottam Das Thakur. Sri Krishna Bhavanamrita Madhurya Kadambani Vraja Riti Chintamani Chamatakara Chandrika Swapna Visalamrita Sankalpa Kalpadruma and others. The life and teachings of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad give happiness, inspiration, and transcendental wisdom to the entire Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. We sincerely pray that after thousands of births we will someday qualify to become a particle of dust under the shade of his lotus feet. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur Pad Ki Jai. In Krishna Leela he serves Srimati Radhika as Vinod Manjari. Okay. When he left? Yeah, it did. It appeared in 1638. All right, and there are some. There's some more too. There's a lot of personalities. So this next one is Srimati Vishnu Priya. Appearance. Today? Is that what we said? No. It was. Yeah, we missed a day with a lot of. Yeah, great personalities. So, I'll read about Vishnu Priya. All right. So this is Vishnu Priya. The Supreme Lord has 3 different internal Shaktis. Does anyone remember what they are? Internal Shaktis. Shri, Bhu, Nila. Yeah. Bhu Shakti has appeared as Srimati Vishnu Priya Devi in Gaura Leela to assist Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. King Satyajit, the father of Satyabhama and Krishna Leela, appeared in Gauranga Leela as the Brahmin Sanatan Mishra, Vishnu Priya Devi's father. Srimati Vishnu Priya Devi overflowed with all good qualities. Her beauty surpassed the goddess of fortune, and Lord Chaitanya renounced. Right? She was devoted to her parents and dutifully followed scriptural injunctions. Regularly she worshipped Tulsi Devi and observed vows of austerity such as bathing thrice daily in the Ganges. Whenever she met Shachi Mata at the Ganges, Vishnu Priya would humbly bow down at her feet. Shachi Devi often thought that chaste, beautiful Vishnu Priya would make an ideal bride for her son Nimai. After Lakshmi Priya Devi, Lord Chaitanya's first wife, died in separation from the Lord, Nimai Pandit married Srimati Vishnu Priya, so she's the second wife. Chaitanya Mangal and Chaitanya Bhagavat give elaborate descriptions of this most auspicious wedding. So this wedding brahmacharis can attend. Usually brahmacharis don't attend weddings because the wedding has a particular bhav, and that bhav is, what would you say? It's a wedding bhav, yeah. It means a man and the woman and the wedding and whatever. It's religious and everything like that, but yeah, it's nice and they look happy and yeah, and also there's the bride's friends are there, and they're all dressed up and all that. So brahmacharis don't attend weddings, but this wedding they can attend between Vishnu Priya and Lord Chaitanya. Buddhimanta Khan, a rich landowner, bore all expenses of the opulent royal wedding of the divine couple Vishnu Priya and Sri Nimai Pandit. All the people of Navadvip and the neighboring villages came to the wedding. During the ceremony, all eyes were on the divine couple, as if to devour the matchless beauty of Vishnu Priya and Nimai Pandit. The Vaishnavas sang Hari's glories. The Brahmins made a circle around the Lord and chanted the Vedas. So you can imagine that, right? A sea of joy flooded the 4 directions. Those who didn't drown simply floated in bliss. Besides the wedding, Vrindavan Das Thakur doesn't elaborate about Vishnu Priya's pastimes. In Chaitanya Mangal, Lochan Das Thakur tells pastimes not mentioned elsewhere. He narrates the especially touching last conversation Lord Gauranga had with Vishnu Priya Devi the night before he took sannyas. So this is a bona fide this is a bona fide explanation, Srimad Chaitanya Mangal. We accept it. So it says the special conversation that's not in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, not in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, with Lord Chaitanya and Vishnu Priya before he accepted sannyas. So this is it's from Chaitanya Mangal. In a voice choked with emotion, Vishnu Priya said, "Tell me, O Prananath, Lord of my life, is it true, the rumor I heard, that you will take sannyas and leave me? If I lose your association, I might as well end my life by drinking poison." Responding with gentle, compassionate words, Sri Gaur Roy said, Vishnu Priya, you are as dear to me as life itself. There is no need to worry. Please hear what I am about to say, for it will help you. The only truth in this world is Bhagavan, Krishna, and the Vaishnavas. Everything else is illusion. All right, there it is. Fathers, mothers, children, relationships between men and women are all illusory. Krishna is the master, the real husband of everyone. Don't lament, don't worry. Your name is Vishnu Priya. Therefore, fulfill the real meaning of Vishnu Priya and always think of Krishna within your heart. Then Sri Gaur Sundar showed his four-armed form, which helped Vishnu Priya understand his absolute position. Seeing this vanquished Vishnu Priya's grief and pain, she felt blissful. This vision and Mahaprabhu's instruction removed her bewilderment, but she kept the mentality of taking the Lord as her husband. Sobbing and falling at Lord Chaitanya's feet, she said, I beg you to accept my humble submission. You are the most dear Lord of my life, my only wealth. Without you, without your service, I have nothing. Lord Gauranga embraced Vishnu Priya with his eyes. He gave her mercy with these words. I shall travel here and there, but wherever I go, I shall always remain at your place. Understanding the supremely independent nature of Lord Gaura, Vishnu Priya said, You must do what makes you happy, my Lord. Let no one be an obstacle to your divine mission. So that was it. After Sri Nimai Pandit left Navadvip, Vishnu Priya adopted an austere and devoted life. She became as thin as the crescent moon before Amavasya, dark moon. Followed a rigid sadhana, spiritual practice. You remember what she was following? Yeah. Want to try that tomorrow? One burrito per round. So she set aside 1 grain of rice for every round of Hare Krishna japa she chanted. 16 rounds, that's 16 grains of rice. What is that? Yeah, of course she was chanting a lot more, but yeah. In the evening, Vishnu Priya Devi cooked these grains, offered them to her personal deity Mahaprabhu, and honored the remnants, known today as Dhameshwara Mahaprabhu. Vishnu Priya's gorgeous deity of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu resides in Navadvip city. Sriman Mahaprabhu receives regular worship and gives unlimited mercy. So we went there too to Navadvip, because you just, from Mayapur, from the campus there, you hop on a boat and you go to Navadvip. And you could go there today, and Nimai Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu's there. Very tall deity. I think he's like made out of some type of wood, neem wood. Big smile, goldish color, and his hands are out like this. Very beautiful deity. Dhameshwar Mahaprabhu. All right, there are. Let's see. Yeah, there's more. Okay, I think we could do. Okay, there's Raghunanda Thakur. This is nice. It's shorter. Being called away on medical business, Mukunda Das once asked his young son, Raghunandana, to offer the Raj Bhog to the family deity of Gopinath. Raghunandana prepared everything timely, carefully, and with great devotion. When he made the offering, he remembered his father's order. Make sure the deity eats. Ringing the bell, the simple boy told the Gopinath deity, Eat, eat. Raghunanda began crying when he saw the untouched food remaining on the deity's plate. He feared his father's anger for his inability to make the deity eat. Gopinath couldn't resist the child's intense devotion, so the Lord ate everything on the plate, leaving no remnants. Upon returning, Mukunda asked for Gopinath's Mahaprasadam. Raghunandana said the deity ate everything. Astonished, Mukunda told his son to make the offering again. From a hidden place, Mukunda watched in total amazement as Raghunandana offered a laddu to Gopinath. But the Lord only took half a laddu. Mukunda understood that the deity only took half because he was still full from eating the lunch offering. Choked with divine emotion and appreciation of his pure devotee son, Mukunda embraced Raghunandana. Later in Jagannath Puri, Lord Gauranga lovingly asked Mukunda Das, "Who is the father and who is the son?" Mukunda replied, "Raghunandan is definitely my father because he has given me Krishna Bhakti and showed me pure Krishna consciousness." He's in Krishna Leela, he is Kandarpa Manjari. Alright, there's just one more. Raghunath Das Goswami. Well, how long? Yeah, it's not that long actually. One more. Born in a dynasty of Vaishnavas, Raghunath Das Goswami was the only son of a wealthy landowner. As a boy, he received Haridas Thakur's association and blessings. How would you like the association of Haridas Thakur as a young boy? And blessings. That'd be special, right? We get the association of other people who are no way like Haridas Thakur. As a boy, by the mercy of Lord, at 15 he met Lord Chaitanya. How would you like to meet Lord Chaitanya at 15, right? By the mercy of Lord Nityananda, he renounced a beautiful wife and opulent family. He ran to Jagannath Puri to intimately serve Mahaprabhu and his Shiksha Guru, Swarup Damodar Goswami, for 16 years. Lord Gauranga gave his personal Govardhan Shila and Gunjamala to Raghunath Das Goswami. Raghunath Das couldn't live after Mahaprabhu left this world, so he came to Vrindavan to end his life by jumping off Govardhan Hill. Sri Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis affectionately received him. They convinced him to live on and enlighten all the Vrajvasi Vaishnavas with Mahaprabhu's Puri pastimes. For 3 hours a day on the banks of Radhakund, he spoke about Lord Chaitanya. Raghunath Das Goswami did Radha Krishna Bhajan at Radhakund for 40 years. He lived an austere life of pure devotion. Raghunath Das Goswami showed the standard of renunciation required to attain the eternal loving service of Radha Giridhari in the Nitya Nikunja Leelas at Radhakund. His perfect example enthuses all Gaudiya Vaishnavas to develop unalloyed pure love for Radha Krishna. So this was his practice. It's going to share with us his practice. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami's daily bhajan included chanting 64 rounds japa, doing Manasi Seva in his spiritual body. Don't try it just yet. Worshipping Govardhan Shila, bathing thrice in Radhakund, offering 1,000 obeisances to Krishna. You could try doing that one time, see how it works. Offer 1,000 obeisances to Radha Giridhari. Offer 2,000 to the Vaishnavas and embracing them. Try that too. He did this every day. Resting 90 minutes, and some days not at all. Keep in mind, however, when an internal associate of the Lord externally rests, internally he continues serving. He ate only 1 leaf cup, 100 grams of buttermilk daily. So this is just inconceivable. Throughout his life, he never ate anything for sense gratification. He took the bare minimum to keep body and soul together. It's said that after the disappearance of Lord Chaitanya, Raghunath Das ate only fruit and milk. So Prabhupada will quote, this is what it means to live at Radhakund. An austere life of complete renunciation. Not that you just go to Radhakund and not that you neglect the first order of the nectar of instruction, Vacho Vegam, Manaso Krodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, become a Goswami, control your senses. Not that you jump over that instruction all the way to Radhakund and you become like a, Prabhupada said, like in Vrindavan you see so many monkeys. And Prabhupada said each monkey has 12 each monkey has 12 female monkey companions. So people, they jump to Radhakund and they have 12 dasis, means women. Anyways, so Prabhupada said you have to be a Goswami, and then you could think about Radhakund and all that. But without becoming a Goswami first, then better not do it. Just make a mess. A complete mockery of Gaudiya Vaishnavism. And actually, during Bhaktivinoda Thakur's time, it was actually like that. People thought Gaudiya Vaishnavam, they're just a bunch of sensual, at best, sentimental lowlifes, really. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, through his great endeavor, found the Chaitanya Charitamrita, taught his son Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and you could say rekindled the whole Gaudiya Vaishnava practice. Before it was absolutely known as a horrible thing for respectable people, for the most part. There's probably a few pure devotees here and there, but it was really, not very alive. So that's what Prabhupada said, that's Radhakund residence, to be like that. Alright, so a few, almost done here. When Sri Rupa Goswami entered Nitya Leela, Raghunath gave up all eating and drinking. He was slowly burning in the fire separation from the Lord in his loving service. The Vrajavasis would cry upon seeing his weakened condition. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami wrote 3 books. Stavavali contains Manashiksha, Vilapa Kusmanjali, and more. Mukta Charita and Danakeli Chintamani. In Jaiva Dharma, Thakur Bhaktivinoda said, Raghunath Das Goswami showed the esoteric method of engaging oneself in the loving service of Sri Sri Radha Krishna. Raghunath Das wrote and taught that the divine service of Srimati Radharani in Vrindavan is the topmost spiritual perfection. For this, he was known as the Prayojana Acharya, the teacher who reveals the highest fulfillment in life. Raghunath Das Goswami clearly established the supremacy of Srimati Radharani. In Vilapa Kusmanjali, a collection of intimate prayers, he states that Sri Radha's service is the highest attainment. Feeling extreme impatience and hopelessness due to separation from the queen of his life, he desperately prays for Radharani's service. This is what he prays. My life is worthless. I will give it up without receiving your mercy. Living in Radhakund and Vrindavan is meaningless to me. To say nothing of Vrindavan, even Krishna himself is useless to me without you. O Srimati Radharani, you are the only object of my life. Please be merciful to me. Crying profusely in great lamentation, I hold your lotus feet to my heart and beg for your loving service. May this Vilap Kusmanjali bring even the slightest satisfaction to you. And it says that he serves Radharani as Rati Manjari. Alright, Jai. Pundarik Vidyanidhi was there too, but I did read about him some other time when I gave that whole pastime where he went into X. I did read that, so we did cover. So we read about Ramanujacharya, whose disappearances today, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, Raghunandana Thakur, Raghunath Das Goswami, and Vishnu Priya. All right, we covered. Does anyone have any questions or comments? You want to?
Anyone that lives in Radhakund currently, how they should be, Goswami? Because all I hear is how Radhakund dwell.
Well, I mean, I would think, that there has to be some devotees there at Radhakund who are qualified and pure.
How many people, or how many devotees live there?
How many devotees live there? Well, it's a town. It's a town there. It's not just like one, small pond. It's a town, and all the time, I mean, there's grihastas living there too, who, they give birth to their little a girl or boy who grows up at Radhakund. Quite an auspicious birth there. Of course, but after all, we're all individuals, and we all have freedom. So, I mean, people are born at Radhakund, and they venture to Vrindavan, and then they venture to North America, and then they venture into the business world, and they forget about Krishna. Like, I met people, they say, I'm from Mathura. This is like Krishna's where he's born and everything. But they're not in Mathura consciousness. There's something else. So there's families living there. There's Babajis living there. And there's also people who aren't following living there. All types of people living there. They're devotees and people in general. So yeah, I mean, I would think that there is qualified, pure people there. I mean, I don't really have experience going and talking with any of them, anything like that. But Prabhupada, following Prabhupada's mood, devotees will bring that up, that to be careful. Because Westerners have a tendency to be, just in the world in general, people have a tendency to be naive and easily convinced about nonsense, and just be manda sumanda matyo. In Kali Yuga, people have a tendency to become misguided. So Prabhupada would warn all the time not to associate with them, the Radha Kun Babajis, whoever they are, because even a slight change of mood from Prabhupada, if we're following Prabhupada, that could ruin our relationship with Prabhupada and actually become offensive to him, the one who actually helped us so much. So Prabhupada would warn the devotees. Like we saw in his Bhakti Vikarshana, he brought up that some devotee, he went there, and on one side of Radha Kund, one Babaji initiated him and told him his spiritual form. You are a 8-year-old girl in Vrindavan, and the type of clothes you wear, right? It's dark blue with yellow stars on it, and whatever, all these things. You help Srimati Radharani cook, Krishna's breakfast. Everything. It sounds good, right? Yeah, nice. Yeah. So one Babaji initiated one boy there, young man, and whatever his form was. And then on the other side of Radha Kund, like 30 minutes later, he got another initiation, and he was told he was somebody completely else. It was different, So like one, you're like a peacock, the other one, you're a cowherd boy, so kind of confused, what's going on here. So just things like that, and in Kali Yuga, there's so many people with material motives. So you have a Western disciple, and there's a great possibility that they could be, forking over the Lakshmi points, So that's there too. So that's the idea, just to be careful. And of course, we shouldn't be we should be careful ourselves also not to be offensive, Just because somebody's living at Radha Kund and they're Babaji doesn't mean they're bogus. We don't know. So when we go to Radha Kund, it's not that we're just, we walk around there and we're doing parikrama and we say, oh, there's a Babaji, he must be bogus. There's somebody chanting Hare Krishna, he must be bogus. No, we should be careful because we don't know. Be respectful. So that's there too. I remember we went to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's place where he wrote the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And there's one devotee there. He's a resident there. He takes care of the place. And Tirtha Maharaj and myself were there, and Tirtha Maharaj, he offered obeisances to this devotee. I followed. And Tirtha Maharaj saying, this devotee has been here for so many years. He's been here for like decades. Or at least as long as Tirtha Maharaj is going around. 15 years, 20 years, whatever. And the devotee there, he's very kind and very humble, devotee, and he offered us some buttermilk there, so accepted prasad. It's nice. So we have to be careful to not associate, but also in our not associating, to be respectful still. The Bhagavatam says in 11th canto you should bow down to all living creatures. Uddhava Gita. So, all right. Does anyone have any other question or comment? Okay. All right. Okay. Tomorrow's 33. Okay. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Vaishnava Choice ki jai.